In this chapter of our limit, fits and the tolerances, the learning outcomes, we will learn what is the meaning of our limit, fits and the tolerances, the different tolerance systems which are used more frequently in this chapter, maximum and minimum material limits, terminology for limits and fits, different types of fits, whole basis and shaft basis system, standard limit systems, then the different types of assemblies, and lastly, for a more precise and accurate inspection purposes, how to design the gauges and its concepts. In nature, two extremely similar or identical things are difficult to obtain. If at all we come across exactly similar things, it must be only by a chance. This fact holds good for production of component parts in engineering also. No production process is good enough to produce all items of products exactly alike. Every production process involves a combination of three elements, that is a man, machine and materials. Each of these elements has some inherent or natural variations as well as some natural variations. The natural variations are due to chance causes, which are difficult to trace and control. The unnatural variations are due to assignable causes, which can be easily traced, controlled, and reduced to an economic minimum. These variables results in the variation of a size of a component. For example, suppose a drilling operation is to be performed on casting. The first source of a variation is the material itself. If the operations are done on a mass production by number of workers on different machines, the second source of variation is the machine. The condition of machines may differ. The third source of variation, man, is the most variable of them all. There may be differences in skill, experience of workers doing the same job. The same person may act in different ways in different psychological conditions and adds to a variability in the quality characteristics of the product. If the process is under control, all the assignable causes of variations are controlled or eliminated. The variations in the size of similar components will be within reasonable limits. Generally, in engineering, the article manufactured consists of assembly of a number of components. Thus, a component manufacture is required to fit or match with some other mating components. The correct and prolonged functioning of most manufactured articles depends on the correct size relationship between the various components of the assembly. This means that the component parts must fit in a certain desired way. That is, if a shaft is to rotate in a hole, there must be enough clearance between the shaft and the hole to allow an oil film to be maintained for lubrication purpose. Similarly, if the shaft is to be held tightly in the hole, there must be enough degree of tightness between them to ensure that the forces of elastic compression grip them tightly and do not allow any relative movement between them. However, interference must not be excessive, as it may result in splitting of a component containing the hole. Ideally, any such conditions could be obtained by specifying a definite size for the hole and for the shaft. But unfortunately, this is not possible due to inevitable inaccuracy of manufacturing methods. Thus we conclude that it is not possible to make any part precisely to a given dimensions due to variability of elements of a production process. Secondly, even if by chance the part is made exactly to a given dimension, it is impossible to measure it accurately enough to prove it. Thirdly, if attempts are made to achieve perfect size, the cost of production will increase tremendously. It is therefore obvious that some permissible variation in a dimension has to be allowed to account for the variability. As already described, every manufacturing process is a combination of three elements: man, material, and machine. A change in any one or all of these will result in a change in sizes of manufactured parts. In mass production, where large number of parts are to be made by different operators on different machines, it is impossible to make all parts exactly alike and to exact dimensions. The difference in dimension does exist because of these variables. Also, the perfect size is not only difficult but a costly affair. It is therefore obvious that some permissible variation in dimensions has to be allowed to account for a variability. The dimension of the manufactured part can thus only be made to lie between two limits, maximum and minimum. Therefore, the ranges of a permissible difference in dimensions have been standardized under the name limits. The limits of a size of a dimension of a part are two extreme permissible sizes between which the actual size of the dimensions may lie. They are fixed with reference to the basic size of that dimension. The high limit for that dimension is the largest size permitted, and the low limit is the smallest size permitted for that dimension. To understand the limits due to the variability, let us consider this manufactured job or a component in which the drilled hole of a basic size 35 mm of a radius is given. Due to the variability on a dimension, the limits are set so that the maximum radius of this hole should be 35.02 mm and minimum radius should be 34.98 mm. Means the limits on these dimensions are: maximum limit should be 35.02 mm and minimum limits should be 34.98 mm. The permissible variation in size or dimension is called tolerance. Thus, the word tolerance indicates that a worker is not expected to produce the part to the exact size, but a definite small size error is permitted. The difference between the upper limit and lower limit of a dimension represents the margin for variation in workmanship and is called a tolerance zone. Tolerance can also be defined as the amount by which the job is allowed to go away from accuracy and perfectness without causing any functional trouble when assembled with its mating part and put into actual service. Let us represent the tolerances in graphical form. Upper limit is shown by this way, having a dimension of 35.02 mm. Lower limit of 34.98 mm is shown here, and the tolerance zone of 0.04 mm is shown here. Numerically, tolerance is represented as a 35 raised to plus or minus 0.02, means in which the basic size is a 35 millimeter and the tolerance is a plus or minus 0.02 millimeter. In a graphical form, the tolerance system having a basic size 35 millimeter with a tolerance plus or minus is represented here. The basic size of a 35 millimeter is shown. It is the dimension between the upper limit and lower limit. Next is a upper limit having height of a 35.02 millimeter. Then lower limit having a dimension of a 34.98 millimeter, and the tolerance value, that is the difference between upper limit and lower limit, is of 0.04 millimeter. Tolerance systems can be represented in two ways, that is unilateral and bilateral. In this case, we will consider how to represent the tolerance system by unilateral way. In this case, the tolerance zone is on one side of a basic size, whether it may be above or below of a basic size. Let us consider the example having a basic size of a 35 millimeter. Then in unilateral tolerance system, the tolerances are represented as a plus 0.02 and 0.00 millimeter. Then upper limit is a 35.02 millimeter and lower limit is a 35.00 millimeter. The basic size is represent the lower limits. Now consider the next case in which the tolerance zone is below of a basic size. Basic size is a 35 millimeter having tolerance 0.00 and minus 0.02 millimeter. In this case, the upper limit is a 35 millimeter and the lower limit is a 34.98 millimeter. Means here the upper limit and the basic size have a same dimension. Consider the next case, that is a bilateral system. In this system, the dimension of the part is allowed to vary on both the sides of the basic size. That is, the limits of the tolerance lie on either side of the basic size, but may not be necessarily equally disposed about it. The relationship between tolerance and the cost of production is shown in figure. If the tolerances are made closer and closer, the cost of production goes on increasing, because to manufacture the component with the closer tolerances we need the precision machines and tools and materials, trained and highly skilled operators, tight inspection and more precise testing and inspection devices. It needs more concentration of the operators, frequent checking and more time, which slows down the rate of production. Close supervision and the control is essential. Let us understand the concept of a maximum and minimum material limits, which is more frequently used in tolerances for the design of gauges. As shown in the image, the weights are shown which are used in weight measurement, starting from 100 milligram to kilogram, that is a 1 kg. So the first question is, the which is a heavy weight? Absolutely, the answer is a 1 kilogram weight is a heavy one. The second question is, which has a more mass? Absolutely, the answer is 1 kg. As the 1 kg weight has a more mass, so in relation with this, the next question is, which weight has a maximum material? Absolutely, from the given weights, 1 kilogram weight has a maximum material because it has a more mass, because it is a heavy in weight. Now consider the next case in which the shaft is given having a basic size of a 25 millimeter and the tolerance is a plus minus 0.05 millimeter. So the upper limit for this shaft will be 25.05 millimeter and the lower limit, that is a minimum size, will be 24.95 millimeter. And the shaft is said to have a maximum metal limit of a 0.5 millimeter. Since at this limit the shaft has maximum possible amount of a metal, means it is a heavy in weight as compared with the shaft which having a diameter of a, or a dimension of a 24.95 millimeter. The limit of a 24.95 will then be the minimum or the least metal limit, because at this limit the shaft will have least possible amount of a metal. Similarly, if the hole is designated as a basic size 30 millimeter and tolerance of a plus minus 0.05 millimeter, the upper limit will be 30.05 millimeter and the lower limit will be 29.95 millimeter. Then the maximum metal limit of the hole will be equal to 29.95. Since at this lower limit the hole has a maximum possible amount of a metal, while the upper limit of a 30.05 millimeter will be minimum or a least metal limit of a hole, as at this limit the hole will have the least possible amount of a metal. Now we will study the different terms which are used in limits and fits, that is the terminology of a limit and fits. Shaft. The term shaft refers not only to the diameter of a circular shaft but also to any external dimension of a component. Hole. The term hole refers not only to the diameter of a circular hole but also to any internal dimension of a component. When an assembly is made of two parts, one is known as a male surface and other mating part as a female or enveloping surface. The male surface is called as a shaft and the female surface as a hole. First consider a shaft of which the basic size is a 30 millimeter, having a tolerance of a minus 0.05 to minus 0.09 millimeter. So by considering these tolerances which are given on the shaft, the maximum diameter, that is the upper limit of the shaft, is a 29.95 millimeter and the minimum diameter, that is a lower limit, is a 29.91 millimeter. Means we have to subtract the tolerance of a minus 0.05 from basic size, which will give us a maximum diameter, and subtract minus 0.09 from basic size, that of a 30, which will give us the minimum diameter, that is a lower limit of 29.91 millimeter. Similarly, consider the hole having a dimensions. Basic size is a 30 millimeter, having a tolerance of a plus 0.05 to plus 0.09 millimeter. So to get the maximum diameter, that is upper limit, we have to add the maximum tolerance value, that is a plus 0.09 into basic size. So the upper limit is a 30.09 millimeter, and minimum diameter, that is a lower limit, we have to add a tolerance of 0.05 into the basic size. So the minimum diameter, that is a lower limit, is a 30.05 millimeter. Basic or a nominal size, it is the standard size of a part with reference to which the limits of a variation of a size are determined. It is referred to as the matter of a convenience. The basic size is the same for the hole and its shaft when they are assembled. It is a design size obtained by calculations for strength. As shown in the figure, the basic size for a shaft and the hole, which already we have discussed, consider as a 30 millimeter. For the shaft, the tolerances applied are from minus 0.5 to minus 0.09, whereas for hole, the tolerances applied are plus 0.05 to plus 0.09 millimeter. The basic size is such values which are considered by strength or any design considerations, and the tolerance values are applied as per the convenience or the type of fits are required. Actual size is the dimension as a measured on a manufactured part by using the conventional measuring instruments such as a vernier caliper, micrometer, or any such instruments. Zero line. It is a straight line drawn horizontally to represent the basic size. In the graphical representation of a limits and fits, all the deviations are shown with respect to the zero line or a datum line. The positive deviations are shown above the zero line and the negative deviations shown below zero line. Deviation. Deviation is the algebraic difference between the size, that is actual, maximum or minimum, and the corresponding basic size. Upper deviation. It is the algebraic difference between the upper limit of a size and the corresponding basic size. It is a positive quantity when the maximum limit of a size is greater than the basic size, and a negative quantity when the upper limit of size is less than the basic size as shown in the figure. It is denoted by capital ES for a hole and small es for a shaft. Lower deviation. It is the algebraic difference between the lower limit of a size and the corresponding basic size. It is a positive quantity when the maximum limit of a size is greater than the basic size, and a negative quantity when the lower limit of a size is less than the basic size. It is denoted by capital EI for hole and small ei for shaft. The relationship of a deviation with a tolerance, that is a capital IT, is given by this following equation. Is for the shaft, the deviation is the algebraic difference between the upper deviation and lower deviation. For hole, the relationship between tolerance and the deviation is given by this formula. That is capital IT is equal to capital ES minus capital EI. That is the difference between upper deviation and lower deviation. Fundamental deviation is that one of the two deviation, either the upper or the lower, which is nearest to the zero line for either hole or a shaft. Fundamental deviation fixes the position of the tolerance zone in relation to the zero line as shown in the figure. For hole, the fundamental deviation is a lower deviation, as a lower deviation is nearest to the zero line with respect to the tolerance zone, whereas in case of a shaft, the fundamental deviation is the upper deviation. For shaft, the upper deviation is nearest to the zero line or a basic size, which helps to fix the position of a tolerance zone with respect to zero line. Through this example, we will try to learn the meaning of a fundamental deviation. Consider a hole having a dimension of a 30 with a tolerance of a 0.05 to 0.09 millimeter. In this case, the basic size is 30 millimeter. By considering the tolerance is given, upper limit, that is the maximum size for hole, is 30.09 millimeter, and lower limit, that is a minimum size or a minimum diameter, is 30.05 millimeter. As the deviation is an algebraic difference between maximum or minimum size with reference to basic size or zero line. So for hole, the upper deviation is the difference between maximum size and basic size, which is of 0.09 millimeter, whereas the lower deviation is the difference between minimum size and basic size. So the difference is 0.05 millimeter. Upper deviation is of 0.09, which is greater than that of a lower deviation, which is of 0.05 millimeter. So as per the definition of a fundamental deviation, lower deviation is nearest to the basic size with reference to the tolerance zone. So through this example, we conclude that the lower deviation is a fundamental deviation. From the given figure, it is clear that when the tolerance zone is above the zero line, lower deviation is the fundamental deviation, while when the tolerance zone is below the zero line, upper deviation is fundamental deviation. From this, we can conclude that for a whole, when the tolerance zone is above the zero line, then the lower deviation is a fundamental deviation. Whereas in the same case, that is for a whole, when the tolerance zone is below zero line, the upper deviation is the fundamental deviation. Whereas for shaft, when the tolerance zone is above the zero line, the lower deviation is the fundamental deviation, as well as for the shaft, when the tolerance zone is below the zero line, the upper deviation is the fundamental deviation. In summarized form, the fundamental deviations is represented for hole and shaft. When the tolerance zone is above the zero line, and for hole the fundamental deviation is a lower deviation, whereas for the shaft the upper deviation is a fundamental deviation. In next case, when the tolerance zone is below zero line, then the upper deviation is a fundamental deviation for the hole and lower deviation is a fundamental deviation for a shaft. The basic shaft is the shaft whose upper deviation is a 0. Thus the upper limit of the basic shaft is the same as the basic size. It is denoted by a letter small h. Consider a simple example for which the shaft dimensions are given, having a basic size of a 30 mm with a tolerance of a plus 0.00 to minus 0.05 mm. In this case, the upper limit is a 30.00 mm and lower limit, that is a minimum size, is a 29.95 mm. So in this case, the upper deviation is 0, means the upper limit will indicate its basic size. Basic hole is that hole whose lower deviation is 0. That is, its low limit is the same as the basic size. It is denoted by a capital letter H. Consider a simple example for a hole having dimension as a basic size 30 and tolerances from 0.00 to plus 0.05 mm. Thus basic size is a 30 mm. Its upper limit will be 30.05 mm and lower limit is a 30.00 mm. Means here the minimum size, that is a 30.00 mm, is a basic size, as there is a no deviation, so lower deviation is a 0, which will indicate it's a basic hole. Tolerance zone is the zone bounded by two limits of the size of a part by the graphical representation of a tolerance. It is defined by its magnitude and by its position in relation to the zero line as shown in the figure. Numerically, the tolerance zone is the difference between maximum size and minimum size. The tolerance grade is an indication of the degree of accuracy of a manufacturer, and it is designated by the letter capital IT followed by a number, where IT stands for the International Tolerance Grade. Tolerance grades are IT 0, IT 1 up to the IT 16. Larger the number, larger will be the tolerance value. The standard tolerance unit is a unit which is a function of a basic size and which is a common to the formula defining the different grades of tolerances. It is denoted by letter small I and expressed in terms of microns. It serves as a basis for determining the standard tolerance of the system, that is from IT00, IT0, IT01 up to the IT16.